Hello, my name is Amano Opoma and welcome to our second team meeting of UTalk iShop. In this meeting, I'm going to outline the basic idea of our project, the strategy that we were originally going to take, our new strategy, the technical challenges that we're definitely going to face, our roadmap to implement this project, and then we're going to conclude it up. Let's begin. The name of our project is UTalk iShop, and the basic idea is to create a shopping website where people can go to the website and buy gift items by vocally interacting with an avatar displayed at the bottom right corner of the screen. For example, a shopper may say, "Go to the next page," and the avatar would do so, and also vocally acknowledge or acknowledge that the request has been received by moving around the screen. There are four main parts of our project. We have the website, voice recognition in order to understand what the shopper is saying, voice synthesis in order to emit the avatar's response, and the avatar itself. Our original strategy was to create the website using Zencards, implement voice recognition via Sphinx, implement voice synthesis via FreeTTS, free text to speech, and also, finally, create the avatar by drawing the avatar over the browser using Google Web Toolkit. However, we experienced so many problems while just trying to get this new strategy off the ground. Let's look at some problems we faced. First of all, with Zencards, we had to figure out a way to access the HTML files in order to know where buttons are, for instance, so the avatar can move over to that button and click on it. This was proven difficult. Also, with voice recognition using Sphinx, transferring our sample program that we originally created in Sphinx onto the website was proven difficult. Also, we had to think of a way to communicate our program with voice synthesis in order to establish that connection. So once the shopper says something, the avatar can also respond immediately. This was proven difficult. Now we're talking about voice synthesis. Let's look at the problems we were facing with that. Also, with this, transferring our sample program of voice synthesis onto our website was proven difficult. We also had to figure out how we're going to communicate our program with the avatar because the avatar has to look like it's actually talking while the program is being run. This was proven difficult. Now let's look at the avatar itself. We're going to use Google Web Toolkit to draw over the web browser and animate the avatar. But how are we going to locate buttons on the location of buttons on the web browser when we're drawing over the browser? This was a little mind-boggling, and we had to figure out a good way to actually do this. So with all these problems, we decided to scratch it all off and create a new strategy to implement this project. With our new strategy, we're going to use HTML5 to create the website, Voice XML to implement voice recognition and voice synthesis. I'm going to explain voice XML in a few minutes. And also, finally, HTML to create the avatar, to animate the avatar. That's the question. How? How are you going to use all these new things, this new strategy to create our project? We have the avatar, and like I said earlier on, we're going to use HTML5 to create this avatar. But we'd have to first of all draw the different body parts of the avatar, and then combine those body parts in JavaScript. Now, why are we drawing the different body parts of the avatar? We're doing this so that we can animate the avatar. For instance, if we want the avatar to breathe, to look like it's breathing, we can move the body up and down, so it look like it's actually breathing. If it's a picture, if the avatar is a picture, we're not going to be able to move the body parts of the avatar. So we're going to have to draw the different body parts and then combine the body parts in JavaScript and also create our animation functions in JavaScript, and then load this JavaScript file onto the web page with the line of code that would probably look something like this, with the avatar.js file as a source file. Now let's look at something new, Voice XML. What is Voice XML? Voice XML is used to implement a dialogue between a human being and a computer via a phone call. But oops, via a phone call, we don't want that. We don't want shoppers to have to call our application before they can actually shop online. So what's the solution? Phono. In simple English, Phono will be used to establish a phone call so that the shopper can actually interact with our program. But this calling will be done behind the scenes, so the shopper doesn't see that the call is actually being made. So that's it. That's the solution to our current problem and the problems we're facing early on. Just scratch off those problems and try on this new strategy. Now that we have the strategy, our next question is to define our implementation roadmap. I've created a few steps for us to take. We would begin by creating a Hello World program. This program will contain 2 pages, 1 button, the avatar, and our voice, a very simple voice XML application. How this program will work is when we load up the first web page, there will be a button displayed on the page, and the avatar would also be displayed at the bottom right corner of the page. With a simple word, just one word, go, our voice XML application will understand that we said go, and the avatar would then move on the screen to the button and click on the button. Once the avatar clicks on the button, the new page should be shown. Once we have this sample program working, we can move on to our voice XML application and implement all the cases that we're going to have to face. We're also going to have to create sample pages on the website to test out this voice XML application. With this, we'll have just the avatar and the website left. So we'll start with the harder one, the avatar. We'll draw all the body parts of the avatar and implement our JavaScript program to animate the avatar, and then test out our avatar on the sample pages that we created earlier on. Now, all that will be left is the website. At this point, we're going to create all the web pages needed on our site and establish a connection make sure that the connection will be established between our voice XML application and the avatar and our web page. There are technical challenges that we're definitely going to face. First of all, with voice XML, we're going to have to predict the user inputs. People may say the same thing but may say it in different ways. We're going to have to predict the different ways that a shopper may say the same thing and get the appropriate response that the avatar would give, and also figure out the cases that we're not going to support and how the avatar would tell the shopper that this case is not supported in the application. Finally, moving the avatar on the screen seems nice and straightforward, but it's actually not. It's going to be a big challenge for us. We've talked about the challenges that we're going to face, but something is also going to be straightforward. The website. This website is going to be an e-commerce website, so it has to look nice and attractive and professional. But it should be the most straightforward thing we're going to have to work on in our project. To highlight our meeting, we began with speaking about the old strategy and what the problems were with that strategy, and then I introduced our new strategy, what we're going to take to implement our project. In conclusion, I know what I just said may be overwhelming to all of you, but like a wise man named Harold once said, do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. Let's do that. Let's leave a trail with this good project we have in hand. Thank you.